Indiana University Southman Basketball Women's Media Day continues here today. I'm Paul Condry. Glad you can join us. Going to be joined by the Pride of Penn High School here today. Tia Chambers, she's going to finish out her college basketball career here at Indiana University South Bend. So this is the last stop for her. Of course, she played for one of the legendary high school coaches in the Hoosier State, and Christy Kineski. And, of course, Christy, who had a standout career when she was at Bethel. And I tell you what, she's won everything she's ever done, so she's been a part of that. She also transferred in from IU Kokomo. So let's talk about the dynamics of playing for multiple coaches. Tia, you're going to have an opportunity to play for Coach Bruce here this season. IU Kokomo, you scored 1,257 points, and Coach K just did a stellar job, and you were matched up with Sarah on the same team. So talk about the coaching opportunities you've had.
The coaching opportunities, I would just say they have been very different along the years. I have been coached by 2 women coaches and also 2 men coaches. What do I say?
One of the things that you run into when you're dealing with multiple different coaches is they approach the game differently.
Definitely.
From a discipline standpoint or from a technical standpoint. Some are highly motivated. Some are like Paul Condry, where you're an old school kind of guy and we're going to run until you puke kind of stuff. But each coach does his own thing. So you have to, as an athlete, you have to be able to master all those different egos and coaching styles. Has it been hard?
It's definitely been hard. I don't know.
What's been the hardest part?
The hardest part is just having to adjust to the different coaching styles every single year, because I've had 3 different coaches back to back 3 years in a row. So just the way that they look at the game and their viewpoints, and then having to adjust, like I said, and having to change my mindset on how I play and how much work I have to put in to, continue being the best I can be on the court.
When you take a look at transferring from IU Kokomo to IU South Bend, you're going into a completely different conference. So not only do you have a completely different look at all the different schools, but you're also trying to meld yourself into a whole bunch of new teammates. Is it harder adjusting to your new teammates, or is it going to be harder adjusting to all the different teams, all the different venues that you didn't get a chance to play in before?
I think it's definitely going to be harder to play against all of the new teams that we're going to be playing against. My teammates here at IUSB, they welcomed me with open arms, so it was pretty easy to build relationships with them and to get closer to them. But the competition level, I feel like, is going to be a lot more difficult than playing in the River States Conference. Give
us an idea what it's like being reunited with Sarah Doy. She's just got a calming presence out there. She is a cool cucumber.
She is. In high school, she was my point guard for 4 years, so just coming back and playing with her, it just brings back a lot of memories, and just to reunite with her for our last year together is just very exciting, and I can't wait to see what we can do this year together.
This is still going to be a pretty young team. There's 3 seniors with you and Rachel and Sarah, but you're still being called on to be a leader, even though your friendships are relatively new. Is being an outspoken leader, or are you a leader by example?
I feel like I can be both. I'm more so a leader on the court. I use my voice on the court. So if, we need to get in the right play, or, the defenders are moving around, I like to talk to my teammates and make sure we're all in the correct spaces and the correct places. But I'm more so a leader on the court rather than being that, what did you call it?
I think the thing, I guess my case in point, this team won 25 games last year. And this group primarily is all coming back. Now we're bringing an accomplished player, a person in an area on the offense and the defense, a person who's going to be playing in the post, that's already scored 1,257 points, who was a dynamic player in her own mind. I'm telling you, this team is absolutely loaded with you being a part of this. You put in a little bit of extra pressure, or is it just, well, hey, this is how we roll?
I don't feel much pressure. I've always been a competitor, so just coming to a team that wants to achieve the same goals as me, as far as, getting to nationals and getting a ring this year for us seniors. I think there's not much pressure. I think that this is how we roll, and we're going to go after our goals and achieve them the best way that we can.
What's it like playing for Coach Steve Bruce, and at least during the off season through the conditioning portion? I know practice starts here next week officially, but what's it been like getting to know him?
It's been a wonderful experience. He's such a good coach and also a great man to connect with. He not only treats me like one of his players, but he also treats me like family. He always makes sure that I'm okay outside of basketball, and I really appreciate him for doing that.
Tia Chambers, our very special guest here on Indiana University South Bend Women's Basketball Media Day. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports.